Sorry about that. Yep. So wave to the camera if you want. Yep. There we go.
Hi.
There he is. Yeah, there's my son with me for the summer here. You might see him in the background of some shots and what have you over the summer here. I'm still kicking off the stream. Sorry, I'm running late today. Oh no, and I'm not. I am not going to be defeated by a Gundabad Warg while I battle getting live on Facebook simultaneously. Yeah. So, yeah. Alright. There we go. Okay. Back to getting the show live. Guess we know where I am. Just hanging out here. We get camera set up. Cool. Alright. Oh, well, that is going to be a little complicated. We'll have to deal with it next time, okay? Uh-huh. Sorry, guys, like I said, I'm rolling into the show at noon here. Gonna have to just cut me some slack today. Alright. Yeah, I can't do that right now, okay? Yep.
At least I can still play.
Yep. Alright. I'm not seeing myself on YouTube yet. What's going on? Alright, not seeing myself on YouTube. There we are. Alright. I was probably gonna end up having to get called. I wanted to actually bring up the release notes for next week, but I'm having a problem actually getting the release notes to display this morning, so I might not even be able to do that. Gosh. Well, I guess we'll have to see. Yeah. No good. Alright, well, welcome. Let's just start it fresh. Welcome everyone to Court of the Rings on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. I am Lucharos Community Manager Cordovan, and I'll be with you for a little while here. Questing in-game, we could talk a little bit about the latest news, including Update 30, which is set to be released next week. I was hoping to go through the release notes, but some technical difficulties are currently preventing that from functioning correctly. So we'll see if I can get them up. If I can get the release notes to display, then I will go through them here in a little bit. If not, then I don't know, we'll just kind of have to do some general questing and see what we want to do today. So, there you are, everyone. Thanks for being here. I really do appreciate it. We have got a couple of things happening. We've got an XP boost going on through the weekend, so that's something to take advantage of if you would like to. Additionally, it's a Hobnanigans weekend, so we got Hobnanigans running through Sunday. So a couple of in-game events there. And then, as you are probably well aware, we've got Midsummer coming here pretty quickly, within a couple of weeks. So, and Update 30 then, you know, is set for next week. Fingers crossed, assuming everything works out there. So stay tuned for some downtime probably on Monday related to that, but we are expecting to release Update 30 next week. And yeah, a 25% XP boost through June 6th. Is it the same release notes that have already been posted or new ones? Yes. There are new release notes, but it is largely built upon the foundation that you've seen on Bullroar. I can't link the release notes because they're not published yet. They'll be published on Monday. But I was going to take a look at them anyway behind the scenes and just put them up on the show today to just, I thought it might be pretty good. How is the difficulty mode stuff coming along? Going well. We expect that to debut with some new legendary worlds that we'll be talking about here in a little bit. We've kind of already talked a little bit about that, but we'll be debuting it there first. And then we'll just kind of see where it goes from there. But that's the intention is really to focus it on an upcoming legendary server effort. And it will be a legendary server, legendary servers that are not Anor. So Anor will not be getting, as far as I'm aware, so I'm totally wrong there. Anor is not going to be getting the landscape difficulty work right away. Will those worlds extend it to the instances or just landscape stuff for now? My understanding is just landscape stuff for now. No immediate plans to bring them to the regular servers. We'll see basically how it goes and whether people like it and whether they'd like to see us perhaps do something like that. So we'll see. But that's where it's going to at least debut. Hello everyone. Wow, some really great people from around the world here checking in on Facebook. We've got Denmark and Sweden, Austria, Tokyo, Sulemania. That's cool. So Lessian, you're saying there's some stalling going on since Wednesday's downtime, and we were getting bounced off the game. Any suggestions? No. We looked into some reports. Maybe are you from Saranan? Alright, I'm gonna see if that goes. Anyway, that's real cool. Can't remote either end, so. Alright, well, I'm out of luck then in terms of getting you the release notes today. I have officially gone through every option available, and it looks like it just isn't gonna happen, so. I tried. Cordovan, he tried. Yeah. There we are. So, we're going to be picking up some orders and doing some work on the battlefield here, destroying some things as best we can. How am I doing on the game world? It looks okay. There we go. Stream is looking alright. That's cool. So unfortunately, without access to the Update 30 release notes, I don't really have a whole lot of info for you today. Have a bit of bad news, but that's related to the forums. This is the bad news I had to break to the other games audience on Wednesday. I still haven't done it yet, but it's coming. So I guess as long as I've said that enough, let me just get to it. So there's all sorts of like European consumer protection law type things that we have to pay attention to at Standing Stone Games. And among those is a recently either recently passed or just now being, or soon to be implemented, protection privacy law from the United Kingdom that is going to require us to turn off temporarily private messaging. And the reason for that is that there's a requirement that people who are under the age of 18 need to be able to only receive private messages from direct contacts. You know, essentially people they have opted into receiving private messages from. You know, sounds pretty valid, right? I mean, that makes a lot of sense. However, the current state of our game forums, both Lotro and the other game, are such that we do not have the ability to do that. We simply do not have the technology that would allow us to gate private messaging in that way. So as a result, until we get that functionality, I am pretty soon going to have to turn off private messaging on the Lotro forums. Hopefully, you know, we've been teasing the idea of getting a new forums and new website for quite some time now, and it just hasn't really been able to get prioritized to the point that it's the current thing that our engineering team and everyone else is working on, right? Maybe this will help accelerate that a little bit, because that does mean that once this change is made, people will not be able to private message anyone on the development team through the Lotro forums, nor each other. And it isn't even clear to me if you're even going to be able to see existing private messages. That's the bit I don't like in particular. But again, I don't have a choice. We don't have a choice, and that's just how it has to be. So, so that's coming. I don't actually have a deadline on it per se, but I know it needs to be done very soon. So my intention is to release this to the forums, probably not on a Friday afternoon, but you're all hearing it now. And like maybe early next week, let people know, and then later in the week, maybe have to shut things down. I have the ability to toggle private messaging on and off. There are a few things I can do on an individual account level, but for the most part, that's it. So, unfortunately, that is it, and that's what's up. So, that's going to be coming here in the near future. Hopefully, however, we'll pretty soon, even beyond that, finally get some really nice or nicer forums, I guess we should say, with some of the plans that we've been able to do. That functionality will exist, where you can opt into receiving private messages from friends and contacts. Actually, it would be set by that. Well, I mean, I don't even know. We could do whatever we want to do. We could set it by default, most likely, to the point where you would have to only receive messages from that, and you might have the ability to opt out of that, depending. But it has to be offered in that way. So I think that that's something that would pretty basic functionality, honestly, for modern day forums. But you know, our forums are anything but modern day. They're based at best on kind of a somewhat hacked together version of vBulletin from about 2012, 2013, and you know, that's not great. But again, it is what it is. So. Why actually? Okay. Anyway, I don't have a deadline yet, but I may not have much choice when I get a deadline. The deadline might be, you have to do that now. But hopefully that won't be the case, and I'll be able to give some time for people to maybe archive private messages, things like that. Destroy Orcish Ballista. Collect Orcish orders in the trenches. Destroy Noxious Cauldrons. Defeat Gundabad War Troll. And Ingmar. Any news on the issue of buying Minas Morgul on the Lotro site? That would be the Lotro market, I assume you mean? I don't have any news on that, sorry. It's not so much that it's testing the feature, as the feature makes sense for an already existing thing that's happening. Perhaps it'll make more sense to you once we're getting closer to doing this legendary server thing. So, no update on closed world transfers. That is something that is high on my agenda to try to get done, but the people involved have simply had other things they had to do. Have gold spammers been dealt with? Should we expect more restrictions? Hopefully not. To say that you've dealt with spammers permanently in game is unlikely to be true. However, it's certainly been a priority of ours in recent weeks to work on that. So, I believe we've made progress, but yeah, it's been kind of rough. And part of that is that they've been fueled by the ability to take people's accounts and then use that to continue the problem. So you're kind of playing whack-a-mole literally all day and night with some of these people on a manual basis. So, you know, that's fun. But, yeah, so. It is something that we have been prioritizing and have been working pretty hard on. So, you can help by just never, ever, ever following any of those links that you're being sent. Please don't follow any of those links. And yes, you can just report it as harassment. You can report it as spam if it's in world chat, right? Please just report it, and please do report it. They are getting that, and it helps with the whack-a-mole, as it were. Alright, I will actually take a moment here in a second to go through some of the other chats. There. Yeah.
Discovered some.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. Alright, so let me pop it over to chat. Make sure I've got everything going on. Or I'm answering what I need to answer. Sorry. Will we be repurposing Bombadil and Ithil? Basically. Something like that, yeah. Except not Ithil, because Ithil is actually going to remain active through the end of the year, and this is happening sooner than that, so. But yeah, I believe we are reusing Bombadil. Yes, this is only the forums related to private messaging. This has nothing to do with the in-game mail system. Nothing to do with the in-game mail system at all. It's simply a forums issue, an online website issue. That really, if anyone, I think you're going to see a lot of that kind of thing happening. Although, I think some of our inability to perhaps flip switches that would allow private messaging to be able to continue they do exist in more recent versions of forum software. It's just that we don't have those versions. We're kind of stuck in an older version of vBulletin, and for the time being, and that'll change here in the near future, hopefully. All right, let me head over to YouTube. Yeah, and there are, different rules for the U.S. market that we have to follow in the U.S., what have you, right? It's just that this particular one has proven, unfortunately, more problematic to be able to support than we'd like. I'm not saying anything about the quality of the regulation or anything like that. No opinion being provided there at all. But it's been something that we, of course, implement those things when we can, or when not when we can. We implement those things because we have to, or we do things like this where we shut off private messaging temporarily. Yeah. So that's fun. Yeah. Any news about what Blood of Azog will cost? I do not. That's going to probably be not known until we go live. Oh, I'm sorry. But I would expect it to be basically, on par with what we've been doing. Nothing too special going on there. Alright. So, Merida1301 over on YouTube, related to the 10 instances per hour thing, you'd like to get it kiboshed. Unfortunately, we cannot. The idea of whether we can loosen that restriction has been looked into within the past, well, when we debuted missions, right? And there are server and game performance stability reasons, along with kind of game engine reasons, why that limit is in place. And it is believed by the experts who have looked at such things that it would be unwise to up it further. So it doesn't seem very likely that is going to happen. Ultimately, a solution of sorts would be to, make instances longer. But I think I'm gonna die here. What am I doing? What am I doing? Alright. Can I get out? Nope. I was gonna retreat. Ugh. Alright, let's see. Yes, moves off of Ithel are still open. They will remain open through the end of the year. However, you have, I'd have to relook at the announcement, but you have not that much longer to go onto Ithel and get your characters ready. Make sure you get things from the whatever you need to get, deal with whatever you need to deal with, and get them transferred off before the server itself shuts down. I'm going through Facebook chat. Sorry about that. Okay. Can we separate the mission's instance lock from other instances? No. That would not solve the problem. As long as it's 10 of that kind of tech, you know, whatever. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's things you could do about it, but... I'm back here. Okay, that's fine. Oh, so Buddy Ears in the shirt? Yeah, sure, yeah. So, I guess, let me see what I can look at here before I see if I can... anything's changed. Sorry, I'm pretty scattered today, but here we are. I will pass along the feedback about adding layers to the Elder Slade mission indoor area, similar to Bree. Perhaps that is something we could take a look at. Yes, Margon over on Twitch. Update 30 is still on track for next week. That would be most likely, I think, probably Tuesday? Something like that. Can I give you an update on the old request of every carryalls for sale? That is... I guess I don't really have anything to update there. They are currently intended to be limited release items, and as such are released in limited quantities. Other things. However, you know, perhaps that could change someday in the future. I would rather not try to channel the system team thoughts about the lore master nerf. I would let the comments that were provided on the forums stand for themselves in terms of reasoning. My general understanding is, you know, it was, it's probably necessary. And that's why it was done. Alright, I am out of it today. Alright, I'm out of it today. Let me do that. All right. So, I'm not getting the release notes up, and I'm not really getting anything done, and I've got about a half hour here. I think I'm going to actually cut the show a little bit early today. I had some rough news this morning in my personal life, and I've been kind of just sort of powering through it here on the live stream, but I think I'm going to actually end the show a little bit early here. So we'll have the release notes up for Update 30 early next week, and we'll have more information about that. So we do have a 25% XP weekend going on, along with Hobnanigans, and there you go. So I think we're just going to wrap it up there. So thanks very much, everyone, for being here, and I will talk to you again next week. Actually, you know what? Next week, let me hype this. Next week, I believe we're going to have a visit from one Sev. Yeah, I think Sev's going to stop by the show after Update 30 gets released. We can talk a little bit about what's going on, what's been going on through the week with Update 30, and talk a little bit about what's going on through the short term, and do some Q&A. So next Friday, stop by, say hello to Sev, and I here for the show. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.